While Naruto and Sasuke grew up to become forces of nature, they would have been nothing without the amazing sensei that carved them into the powerful ninja they are today. Now, while power is not all there is to teaching, it surely helps in impressing one's young pupil. Just remember how awesome Kakashi was whenever he saved the day back in the original series when he used his powerful Lightning Cutter Chidori, or he used the Sharingan dōjutsu for the first time on screen. Teachers are the pillar of the Naruto universe, and each one of them are responsible for inspiring their students to become both resourceful ninja and powerful warriors. Today's video is dedicated to the best Naruto sensei we came to know since the series premiered in the early 2000s. Let's kick off the day by talking about the charismatic Might Guy. While he might not be the most powerful teacher in Konoha Village, he is, however, one of the best teachers there is. He spends most of his time training his students while taking a special interest in Rock Lee, who interestingly enough shares the same bowl cut and the deep black bushy eyebrows. Although he might think otherwise, Might Guy is nowhere near Kakashi's level, but is an amazing fighter you don't want to mess with. He can literally send someone flying through a wall using his ferocious fist taijutsu, and if he happens to use his 8 gates technique, which boosts him up in various ways, you better turn the other way and start running. Yamato might not have had the chance to be a sensei for very long, but the training he gave Naruto allowed the blonde ninja to massively improve his use of the Rasengan technique. While he used countless ninjutsu throughout the anime series, his most notable one is his Kekkei Genkai called Wood Release. By either using existing trees or his own life force, Yamato can create wood, which he can use to protect himself from oncoming attacks or attack by producing wooden spikes that he aims at his opponent. The ninjutsu technique also allows him to transform into anyone he wants using wood covered all over himself as a human disguise. As a former member of the 12 Guardian Ninja, Asuma Sarutobi is a capable ninja and an accomplished teacher. Being the son of the 3rd Hokage, Asuma was born to be a great ninja, and is particularly skilled when it comes to close combat. In fact, it's believed that he is the greatest at it in Konoha. This naturally informs his way of fighting and his use of jutsu. During combat, he combines his sharp trench knives with taijutsu to perform his flying swallow technique, which increases the length of his knives using his own chakra. Now, this pretty cool technique based on wind chakra can cut through stone or metal, and is actually hard to anticipate or evade since Asuma can change the length of his blades at will while fighting. If you encounter a wild Asuma in the woods, you better stick to long-range attacks if you want to survive. Kurenai Sarutobi, née Yuhi, was quite a young jonin when she became Team 8's sensei. She might not have been in many battles during the series, but the fact that she was trusted by the powerful Kakashi to go against members of the Akatsuki speaks for itself. Her amazing genjutsu skills were even acknowledged by Itachi Uchiha, a master of genjutsu himself. Actually, she's a total genjutsu prodigy and is considered the #1 user in the village. She can create the most creative and believable illusions, like that time she tricked Itachi with her demonic illusion tree-binding death. And because she is a master of illusion, she can also discern them quickly and see through anyone's trickery. She'll fool you, but no matter what you do, you can't fool her. Clearly one of the most powerful ninja in Konoha's history, Hiruzen Sarutobi, who acted as the 3rd Hokage, is responsible for the training of the legendary Sannin. The group of great ninja includes Tsunade, Jiraiya, and the serpent-like villain Orochimaru, who lives for chaos. His teaching skills are A+, and he has shown many times how formidable of a fighter he was. When things went down between him and his former student Orochimaru, he ultimately succeeded in taking his opponent's ninjutsu away, which proves how powerful he is. Granted, he lost the fight in the end, but just the fact that he was a challenge to Orochimaru is a great feat itself. Speaking of Orochimaru, he obviously had to be put on this list. While his ways are debatable, he clearly has a passion for teaching. Okay, I wouldn't want to be a student, he kinda gives me the creeps, but he does bring good results. Just look at Sasuke or Anko, who both grew up to be powerful ninja. As one of the legendary Sannin, Orochimaru is one of the most powerful and intelligent shinobi in the entire series, which manifests in the countless techniques he not only knows, but masters perfectly. He is an expert in transformation techniques and infiltrates pretty much any village he wants. His swordsmanship is exemplary. He can use a variety of elemental release type powers like fire or wind, and can summon fabulous beasts like the giant purple snake Manda. Orochimaru is basically an encyclopedia of anything shinobi, but one that could kill you. Sasuke Uchiha is clearly one of the characters who had one of the most complex story arcs in the entire series. A fan favorite, it was no wonder that he returned in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, and is somehow a teacher at that. And that last bit is actually unusual. Being a bit cold, stoic, and aggressive, it's a surprise that he eventually became Naruto's son's sensei. Well, he did at one condition: that Boruto successfully performs the Rasengan technique so very often used by his father, who became the 7th Hokage. But when you think of it a little more, Sasuke is trained under some of the greatest shinobi in the history of Naruto, be they labeled good or evil, and is the heir to the power of the Uchiha clan. So he does have a lot of valuable knowledge to pass down. Jiraiya is one of the other legendary Sannin trained by the 3rd Hokage. After Hiruzen died at the hands of Orochimaru, Jiraiya was a contender to become the next Hokage. But he ultimately refused to take the mantle and went on a journey to find Orochimaru. He also set out to train Naruto, helping him in pushing through some of the physical and mental blocks he had. Jiraiya has a set of rather disgusting abilities, which are curiously toad-based. He can spit a vast amount of oil from his mouth and use it for combat. He can also summon the throat of a giant toad using his toad mouth bind technique, which is mainly used to trap his opponents. Weird and gross. Kakashi Hatake was destined to become one of the most iconic Naruto characters since he first appeared on screen in the show's first season. He's the perfect mix between an awesome educator preaching the importance of teamwork and a formidable shinobi capable of a variety of cool tricks. While his lightning-based abilities make for amazing and impactful animation sequences, he's mostly known throughout the world as the mysterious copy ninja. Using the Sharingan eye he received from his friend Obito Uchiha after losing his own, Kakashi is an expert when it comes to copying his opponent's moves, which gives him an unfair advantage when it comes to fighting, but a cool one. Kakashi eventually went on to become the 6th Hokage, completing his journey as an amazing mentor and shinobi. Tsunade Sensei completes our legendary Sannin trio who trained under the 3rd Hokage. Just like Kakashi, who went on to become one as well, she became the 5th Hokage when her own teacher passed. There's no doubt that she's amazing in battle, but her main specialty is medical jutsu. As the world's greatest medical nin, Tsunade can spot problems with someone at a glance, and can heal herself pretty fast during battle with her creation rebirth ninjutsu using the amount of chakra she has left. She also came to prominence when she made antidotes for Chiyo's poisons during the Second Shinobi World War. She might sound like a healing type character, but using the amount of chakra she learned to control while mastering medical nin, she is able to focus all of her energy into her fist, causing maximum damage. I start today's top 5 with the 1st Hokage, Hashirama Senju. Along with Madara Uchiha, he was responsible for the creation of Konoha Village, and was generous enough to pass down the knowledge of the Will of Fire to his students like Hiruzen Sarutobi, who I discussed a bit earlier. Hashirama is one of those characters who have a panoply of powerful moves, and was so OP during his era that he was dubbed the God of Shinobi. Due to his vast amount of chakra reserves, the 1st Hokage could enter Sage Mode by using Senjutsu, which can be described as an empowered state when the user mixes natural energy with their own chakra. While it boosts every technique already available to Hashirama, it also opens up the possibility to discover brand new powerful ones. At number 4 in today's Rankin video, we have another Senju, Hashirama's brother Tobirama. The silver-haired warrior also acted as a teacher to Hiruzen when he was younger, making him one important teacher in the series. He was also the 2nd person to take on the mantle of Hokage right after his brother, and was key to organizing training methods for shinobi to be students. By founding the Ninja Academy, he was able to give a chance to every villager to get some form of basic education, no matter their background. Just like other Hokage, he could use various techniques like all the other 5 transformations, but was mostly famous for his speed, which permitted him to cover his opponents with explosive tags and mark them with his space-time ninjutsu without the poor soul even noticing it before it was too late to react. Simply going by the name A, this character is the 4th Raikage of Kumogakura. Following the footsteps of his father, the 3rd Raikage, he might be mean-looking, but he actually is a loving and generous teacher who cares about the learning curve of all of his students. Eventually becoming the supreme leader of the allied shinobi forces, A combines parts of taijutsu and ninjutsu to create a form of art called nin taijutsu. He is so fast and so powerful that he could defeat Jugo in a totally transformed state and break Sasuke's Susanoo ribcage with his lightning-empowered fists, even as Sasuke was using Mangekyo Sharingan. A powerful man by himself, he is virtually unstoppable when he activates his lightning release chakra mode, which encases himself in lightning chakra. Today's runner-up is the 4th Hokage Minato Namikaze. Renowned across the land as Konoha's Yellow Flash, he lost his life during the Nine-Tailed Demon Fox attack, where he sacrificed his own life to seal a fragment of the Nine Tails in his newborn son Naruto. Minato is responsible for training some of the greatest ninja the world has ever known, like Kakashi, Obito Uchiha, and Rin Nohara. And one of Minato's signature moves, the Rasengan, will eventually become Naruto's, and down the line Boruto's as well. He created the powerful technique after observing the nature of the tailed beast ball, and spent about 3 years experimenting on and developing the technique. Since his use of chakra is off the charts, he could easily vary the size of his Rasengan from small to big ball in an instant. Now, I'm not gonna lie, today's top 5 was hard to come up with. So feel free to rearrange this however you want, and let me know about your own top 5 in the comments below. But I give today's number 1 spot to the legendary Hagoromo Otsutsuki, who is also referred to as the Sage of Six Paths. While I've talked about OP characters throughout this video, he is most probably the strongest shinobi in all of the series. Teacher to his children Intra and Asura, he also spread the philosophy of unity through chakra, which he named Ninshu, making his idea of peace across the world noble and positioning himself as one of the most important teachers in history. Naruto's first sensei, Iruka Umino, did not make today's list, but he still holds a very special place in my heart. After all, he is the one who showed Naruto all the basics of shinobi, so the boy wouldn't be where he is today without him. And, let's not forget about all that free ramen. Oh, now I want ramen.